Dark Souls, originally released in September of 2011. Available on all modern platforms in its remastered form. Retailing for $39.99 on all platforms. Dark Souls is of course a Souls-like game, and quite honestly it's the first Souls game that really got the formula right. After creating your character, you'll find yourself in an asylum, specifically for the undead, such as yourself. A nice gentleman will throw you a key, and you can start learning the basics here. You then get to the actual meat of the game after you finish the asylum. You're told straight off the bat you have to ring 2 bells, one above, one below. And it's here that the game acts like you have a choice of where to go. As if you choose to go down from where you're at, you'll encounter some ghosts that you have no way to attack or defend against. If you choose to go into the graveyard, you'll find yourself woefully outclassed at this point. So the correct option is to go upward. Now that you're in the area you're meant to be in, there's a few mechanics to wrap your mind around. Every time you rest, all the enemies respawn. If you kill enough enemies, you can slowly gain up to 10 humanity, which will be left behind when you die, just like all of your currency. And if you can't find where you died before dying again, both your currency and humanity will be gone. But you can farm 10 humanity from every area before you kill the boss. Once you kill a boss, you can no longer farm that 10 humanity from an area. And having that liquid humanity on you is important for a number of reasons. Firstly, each point you have there gives you a small defensive boost. It's very small, but you get a lot of humanity and it makes a difference. Secondly, you can spend humanity in 2 ways. You can make your character human again, which will allow you to summon other players and NPCs to help you in boss fights. But being human also leaves you open to other players and certain NPCs invading your world. You can also spend humanity to kindle the bonfires, which serve as checkpoints. Kindling a bonfire gives you more healing items when you rest at that bonfire. At the beginning, you can only kindle a fire once, giving you 10 healing items, but there is a way to kindle it a second time after doing certain things in the game. But anyway, I'd recommend farming your 10 humanity from this area, as after doing so, you'll have quite a few souls, and you will have seen enough combat that maybe you know what you want to do with your character. And it is likely that whatever you want to do with your character, you can be successful with, as long as you commit to what you're doing. This is not a game for you to be an all-rounder in. The price of leveling up goes up too much to allow that. So whatever stat you choose to increase, intelligence, strength, dexterity, you need to commit to the bit. Unless you have just infinite time to infinitely grind, which I wouldn't recommend. Early on in the game, you're going to notice that there is no fast travel. There is, however, a lot of shortcuts and connections between areas, meaning that if you want to get around with any efficiency, you need to know the map fairly well. Midway through the game, fast travel does unlock. It's not till after you've rang both of the bells and done a few other things, but even then, the fast travel that's unlocked is very limited. You can't travel freely to just any bonfire. You can travel to one bonfire in a given area, and not even in every single area. So you will always need to spend the time to know the map fairly well. But knowing the map well will also lead you to meeting many NPCs. And with the exception of the blacksmiths in the game, every NPC you help get what they want ends up going hollow and wanting to kill you. But it's okay, because they won't go hollow and try to kill you until after you've gotten everything you can get out of that NPC. And generally, after you've dealt with them, you'll be able to find their equipment somewhere. So if you really miss them, you can dress up just like them. But only if you actually bothered to do their story. Don't just start killing NPCs willy-nilly because you like what they're wearing. Now, over the years, there's been much made out of the difficulty of Dark Souls and Souls games in general, but honestly, I've never really understood it. You're not under a time constraint at any point in Dark Souls, so take your time and figure things out. Are the enemies you're encountering too hard? Well, that's alright. grind up a little bit. Maybe farm some items so you can do a little upgrading. And if it's a boss you just can't handle, spend a humanity point, become human, and then summon some help. But is Dark Souls worth your time and money? Well, I think I'm pretty obviously going to say yes. This is top of my list for Souls games. This was the first game that really got things right. It's easily accessible as it's playable on everything, and it frequently goes on sale on digital storefronts, so it can usually be found for half price, if not less. So I do fully recommend playing Dark Souls. Please do subscribe, comment, like, and tell your friends.